What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, and you tuned in to another edition of my vlog. I want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for all the support. You know, I'm all about that positivity and motivation. I also want to say, hey man, subscribe to my Patreon. You know, there I can be raw and uncut. Don't have to worry about all the censorship, so I can give you some freaky tales. But man, it's pretty crazy out there, man, for a lot of you young people. You know, living that life, doing your thing out there in the streets. I just saw where rapper FBG Duck from Chi-Town was murdered over on the Gold Coast side, the nicer part of town, man. It's crazy. Broad daylight, 2 cars, 4 people got out, let off, they said around 50 rounds, and jumped back in the car and took off, man. Man, I wasn't even really familiar with this guy as far as in the music scene. I know he had a pretty big hit with The Slide, and you know, he was known for that drill music, you know, that Chi-Town flavor. But it's like, man, when you're out there and you're in the lifestyle, man, there are a lot of things that come with it. And from what I heard, I guess he was shot before. And I know it's just, you know, when I think about it, I don't know what the gang affiliation is. I'm not familiar with a lot of the Chicago gang affiliation, but when people talk about Black Lives Matter, I always bring up Chicago because I know it's just a place where there's a lot of black on black crime. And it's just sad, man, you know, young people. And I know there's always, you know, 2 sides to a coin. And I know when I was young and didn't really have that, you know, I had that I don't give a F mentality. You don't really take into consideration family, friends, relatives that are related to people who get caught up in the crossfire. And you just think that, hey man, it's just part of the game. And you know, the game is serious, man. And that's one of the reasons why I do these videos, is because I don't want to be somebody promoting a lifestyle that leads to death or incarceration. Now you got 4 people who, it's probably only a matter of time before they get arrested, man, because of technology and just the way things work now. It's very rarely that you'll get away for an extended period of time. And you know, there's no statute of limitation for murder. There's no statute of limitation, man, you know, so there's people who actually, they say, keep score, like your stats for baseball as far as how many bodies you got. And that's insane, man, because most of the guys that you heard about when I was growing up who were really about that work, you wouldn't even know it. You would just hear like so-and-so's in jail for attempted murder or murder, and you're like, damn, homeboy, not him. That dude was a square. He looked like he was, you know, just a regular person. And you never knew who the killers were, man. You never knew who the hitters were because they didn't advertise. Nobody talked about what they did in the streets. You know, nobody ever went on camera with a gun. Nobody ever talked about, you know, going through somebody's hood. There was none of that. It was just quiet movements. And now, because of just social media and the desire to be recognized and to have a reputation, man, it's just went to a whole nother level. And it just blows me away, man. And I know I get youngsters popping in on my IG and YouTube, and they're like, oh man, you know, blah 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 blah. And I'm kind of like, wow, I don't mind, you know, being called, I guess, an old man, because I've made it through a lot of bullshit. You know, I've been able to somehow avoid that trap as far as death. I didn't avoid the prison trap. I saw that multiple times, but I avoided the death trap. And I've been at the other end of a gun, and I've had that trigger pulled on me, and I was lucky to survive. You know, I was lucky I didn't get hit, but it wasn't like I learned my lesson from that either. It made me feel like I was invincible. You know, it made me feel like I was a superhero. Now I have status because, you know, they couldn't kill me. But there's nothing that comes with that as far as that should be praised at the end of the day. I can't glorify it. And, you know, a lot of the culture vultures out there, they allow it to happen because it's like our culture doesn't really mean anything to them except for a dollar sign. That's why they allow all the videos to be, you know, promoted with the guns and the drugs and all that stuff. And, you know, as a YouTuber, they have certain things that determine whether your video can be monetized or not, or is suitable for advertisers. And some of the things as far as guns and violence, if you show that in a video, your video will be demonetized. If you talk about predators, your video will be demonetized. But if you make a music video, it's all right. It's all right to talk about all that. And it's just crazy, man, because I just look at some of the other YouTubers out there who put out really good videos. You know, Al Prophet is one of them. You know, he always has very, very good, informative videos, and he's not, you know, telling on anybody, or he's not, you know, incriminating anybody, but he's always, you know, putting out really good content. And I remember him saying the same thing about how a lot of his videos got demonetized, just like a lot of our Fresh Out videos got demonetized for no reason. We weren't promoting violence. We weren't promoting anything sexual or, you know, of that nature, or drugs. You know, all we do is talk about, you know, positivity, sharing stories, don't go to prison, stay away from jail, stuff like that. But it's like if you're doing music, and music has a hypnotic effect, it has a trance-like effect, and it affects our young people in a way that it makes them want to go out and do stuff, they're cool with that because it's going to send them right to the penitentiary. And, you know, the ones you see on the street, they haven't got caught yet. But if you continue to kind of live that lifestyle in the trenches, something will catch up to you. You know, it could be a gun beef, it could be possible murder beef, a conspiracy. You know, there's been numerous rap crews who have been taken down for videos. You know, the police that go through and watch those videos and get evidence against all the ex-felons with possession of firearms, guys who are on parole or probation who are associating with other known felons. All these are things that'll send you back to jail, man. So it's crazy, man. You got to be careful out there, man. And for my black people, man, who talk about Black Lives Matter and they call me a sellout or want to say, hey, man, you're not down with the cause, man. You know, the cause is bigger than what these frauds are out here pushing, who don't want the black male in the household, the nuclear household. You know, there's a lot of things that are being attacked, and one of them is the black man. He's under attack on the forefront of the household because a lot of, you know, individuals feel that they don't need a man in their life. They can raise a kid by themselves. They feel like the black man is a threat. You know, he's violent, he's aggressive. There's a lot of things, man, but ain't nobody talking about that. We want to talk about, you know, some of the other issues, which I agree they need to be addressed, but one of the main ones is black men. You know, let's wake up. Why are we doing that? I mean, if you have that much heart, you're brazen enough to go in broad daylight in a, you know, predominant area and murder somebody, man, imagine if you took that energy and you said, you know what, I'm gonna go buy up the block in real estate, or I'm gonna go and invest in cryptocurrency, or travel the world and get some, you know, international contacts and start a import-export business, or I'm gonna build a LLC and you know, start trading in commodities as far as, you know, manufacturing or whatever the case may be. I mean, dude, you guys would be billionaires. You would be billionaires, because once they catch you and put you in that box and you sit down for a little while and you start reading and learning, and some of the OGs in there who were in the same position you were in, and they start telling you what's up, you're going to be like, God, man, I got tricked, you know, and now I got a 50-year sentence, or I got a life sentence, and I was tricked into doing all this murdering of my own people, when if I would have just worked with my people, I could have been a billionaire. I could have really changed my community. I could have helped my nephews, my sister, my grandmother, my mom, my dad. I could have brought my families closer together. Now my son don't have to grow up without a dad. A lot of these kids are growing up without dads, man, because of just senseless violence, man. And, you know, I don't know if you want to call it ego, pride, or just, you know, gangster mentality, but it's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. And they trick us, man. I'm telling you. I know, I just talked to numerous people, and I know some hard hitters, man, and they wish they would have thought differently after they've been down 15 years, because all that trigger play is out of you. You know, 15 years later, it wasn't worth it, especially when you're working for pennies on the dollar. And you got somebody telling you, you know, to bend over so they can look in your asshole. Man, I love y'all out there, man. And I know, you know, I've had people reach out to me from like Louisiana and parts of Florida to come talk, and they say, like, you know, their neighborhood is really bad, and I personally, I can't go in there and change your neighborhood, man, as a one-man army. I can't do it, you know. They would take me out, you know, but all I can say is that you need to get out and then try to pull others out who you think you can save. But this is like my extent of how I feel I can help, because I know I can't go in there and change everything. I'm not invincible. I'm not bulletproof. I'm not going to try to tell people how to run they blocks or whatever. All I could try to say is, hey, man, you know, you could do more with your life. And that's what I try to, you know, convey. But be careful out there, man. You know, it's fun why you think you're out there getting it, and you know you're you know, known as a hitter or a goon or trigger man, but you know, what if your trigger man has a change of heart and he says, hey, man, he told me to do it, he's the one who put me up to it, he paid me, or you know, hey, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Or you got these guys who were sending people, like your boy Snitch 9, and now he's running around with security. But how long is that gonna last? You know, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, and then he get caught slipping. Somebody would take him out the game. It's not, you're not, just because you tell don't mean you're scot-free either. That's not a pass. It's not a pass it's not a pass to get in the game and get out the game, to take, you know, to manipulate the game. So if you don't want to be a snitch, then don't be in the game, period. Leave the game alone. And if you don't want to catch a beef that's going to give you a life sentence or a death sentence, then, you know, change your friends. Find you some people, man, that will elevate you so that you can make a you know, a legit living and be able to build a legacy. But you can't build a legacy behind a prison wall, man. You're not really taking care of your family like that. I mean, some guys make money in there, but you're not there, and your kids need you, man. They need a father, man. They need somebody who's going to play catch with them, shoot the basketball with them, and help them with their homework, and take them fishing, and take them to the car shows. And, you know, your wife needs a man that's there with her so she can talk to and lean on when she's feeling weak. And if you're dead or in prison, you can't do that, man. You can't do that, black man. So to all my brothers out there, man, you know, I send my love out again, like I said, man, and I don't wish any of you guys anything negative. I want to see you all excel and prosper, man. Big Hurts 916.